announce our winner, who is Slove, Slove. Hello, Slove. She wrote me a very short email directly to the point, and it was, "Is my man into me or not?" She didn't quite use that language, but she was saying that his behavior is not matching his words. And while he tells her one thing and has her thinking a certain way, when she sees him out in public with other females, his behavior is quite different. I thought, you know what? I am sure that Slove is not the first person or the last person who's experiencing that. So that's what we're dealing with tonight. We have these two candles split apart because there's something that you have been feeling about your situation that's made you a little bit uncomfortable. There's something about the behavior of someone that does not, their walk does not match their talk. They say one thing and they act a different way. That can make you crazy. So we are drawing cards tonight for Slove because she wants to know, what do the cards have to say for her personal situation? So when we get to pile number 4, it will be her reading. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to divide this deck into 3 piles for our main readings. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And then I'm going to draw a card from each of them to be the pile emblem. Okay, so pile number 1, we have control. This is John Edwards' Psychic Tarot. It's so good for love readings. It really cuts to the chase. Pile 2, we have Opportunity Beckons. You know, when I was thinking about my deck for tonight, this is the exact card that came in my mind. That kind of freaks me out a little bit when that happens. But I love this deck because the art speaks volumes. Okay. And then pile number 3. So you are in the right place if you're looking for a reading to help you understand if your person is worth your time, your energy, and your heart. Because why delay? Why not just find out the news as soon as you need it? All right? So tonight's reading is going to be all about the energy that's happening right now. What is it today that will uplift you and give you a sense of purpose in all of this? Because I can already sense there's been a lot of very real feelings that have developed between you and this person. Okay, so then at the end I'm going to draw from the animal deck, and I'll talk a little bit about lizard because of the need to restore and regenerate ourselves sometimes to get ready for love. So let's put this here. Okay, so pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Now, I like doing the readings this way because already I have split this deck into 3 pieces. So we have removed the lion's share of the cards. And that is even more coincidental, right? When the cards come out, because we're not even pulling from the full deck. So when I said the lion's share, I see lion energy here, and it's the Leo season. But when I look at this, this almost looks like the nose of the lion, and these are the whiskers. But there was great power in your connection with this person. There was strong charisma, very strong, so strong that even when you're not looking at them, you can feel them looking at you. Okay, so what do we have here? Very interesting. Pile number 1. What is your message? Okay, balance and observe. All right, so these cards are all related. I'm just going to show you all of the different borders that are on these cards. See that? And so there's definitely a theme, pile one. And I'm wanting to bring this little figure out before I go too deep. This figure to me is the truth about relationships. Sometimes the joy is over the top and it feels so good. And then sometimes it feels terrible because nobody can hurt your heart more efficiently than someone who loves you. Ask any mom of a teenage kid. It's so tender to love and hate a person at the same time. And so when you really dig deep and want to commit yourself to somebody, there is an amount of tolerance that you have to have for bad behavior, right? Because it wouldn't be fair to fire a person just because they're having a bad day. But if a pattern of behavior continues to steal the joy, then you have to look at that. So right now, I want you to look at this face. Look at how she's bowing forward. It feels to me like this person, the figure, is being overshadowed, that it's burdensome. Something is burdensome. Okay, this is the opposite of an embrace to me. Also, I'm aware of her helmet. So I wonder, pile number one, I wonder if you're in a situation where the person has been cruel to you and told you things that were absolutely not true of you. In fact, they would be embarrassed if their family heard them talking to you like that. And you've just had to have a helmet on to protect yourself. But yet you stayed loyal to the person. Something in your very core is like a choir that keeps singing that loyalty is more important than anything, okay? And your desire to have a good match is God sent. I do believe that this is my core belief about relationships, that if you have a yearning or an ache to have a strong, compatible connection with someone, something that lasts, I don't think God gives you that just to mock you or just to tease you. I believe it's possible. However, if you're with the wrong person and you don't feel respected and there's a collaboration where two people are working together to bring out your best, right? If that's not happening, why are you staying? This person here shows me somebody that's learned their lesson. See the difference? Look. It's just she doesn't need the helmet now because she understands how to protect herself. She understands how to stay in her lane, and she also has learned what it's like to have it be a mismatch of power, okay? So this is a figure that shows they know how to ask for help. You guys who are here listening to this reading, and certainly Slav, it just shows that you are ready to be treated right. It's so easy. Look in the mirror tonight and look yourself right in the eye and make yourself a promise that you will make choices that are sustainable when it comes to love. All right? Pile number one, it looks to me like this relationship is best to end for now. That this particular person is a mismatch to you. And maybe if you split up for a while, 4 or 5 months, get a chance to freshen up, see what you really want, you may indeed want to entertain this again. But for right now, it looks like it would be to your best interest to move on and find someone who's a better fit. Okay, so let me just pull an animal card for you. Oh, if you are anyone who's watching, if you would like to take a chance and win a reading like Slav did, all you have to do is email me and ask me your question. In the mornings, I do a pick a card reading where people can actually speak to me and ask their questions. And today we did not, I ran out of time and there were 6 or 7 people waiting. And so you can always email me with your question. And if it's a good message for the whole collective, I'll choose your question and design a reading that will feature you. Okay, be the star of the night. So let's take a look here at our animal oracle. The abundant universe will provide. So with this, I love this. The colors are also matching. But that buffalo spirit shows that this is just a confirming message, pile one. You've kind of known it, haven't you? In fact, your family may be bugging you because it's not what you thought it was, and so it's okay to move on. But Spirit wants you to know that there's going to be such a flood of love toward you, from animals. If you're an animal fan, you know, animals are going to come up to you and be friendly. A butterfly might land on you. You'll get social invitations from people that love you. But take it to heart. There's a wonderful blog online. I happen to know the owner of the blog. It's me. But it's called breakupcandy.com. And Breakup Candy is all about heartbreak recovery, divorce recovery, that sort of thing. There's even a quiz you can take over there. So I would go to Breakup Candy and just become educated about making decisions for yourself that will bring you the partnership you deserve. Okay, pile one? Like I said, I have overwhelming feeling that this is not news for you. It is simply a confirmation. And really, if you ask me, that's what a good reading is. So thank you so much. I'm Catherine. You are watching Fish Out of Water Tarot. And in the mornings at 11 o'clock Central, I do readings where you can actually talk to me, ask questions. It's like a tarot party, and I'm so excited to be doing that again. So look me up in the mornings. These evening readings are more just for a chance for me to answer a question in depth. And y'all can kind of get a feeling for what it's like to have a private reading. Because when I make a recording for my clients, it's more intimate because I can talk directly about their issues. So pile number two, welcome to your reading. And this heal card, so we look at it, and again, it's just showing me there's been so much deep change in one or both of you. There's chains that have been broken. Okay, pile two, let's see what else we have. And we have blossom. Now, if you are someone who's in a relationship and you already have love, and of course you can't, it's not a matter of should you stay or should you go. Well, it could be, but it's more for a couple for if you're in a successful couple, take the readings to heart and see if there's anything in your behavior or your patterns that are triggered by his, that some of these words that come out may also be helpful for you. Also, if you are in a couple and you want to write me a question, that would be cool, because so many people that write into me are wanting to find a partner, but they don't realize it takes a little effort to keep the partner. Can I hear an amen from the peanut gallery? So here we go with this card. Let's look at our story here. So pile number two, it looks to me that at this point, I think that you may have found the secret of letting go. I think one of my favorite writers is Michael Singer. He's got many YouTubes, and he's so snarky and has a great sense of humor. And he kind of teases you about, well, why do you want to try to control that anyway? Really? I mean, you can't even control how much mess is in the bottom of your closet. How could you control any other human, right? So that part of just realizing that letting go of somebody's faults and really allowing them to be human, this is kind of a message for any perfectionists that are out there. When your man is doing the best they can, or your person is doing the best they can, but you find yourself annoyed because there's a grain of dust on the floor, you know, or you flip out if they don't take their shoes off, that kind of energy, it would be great for you to just soften that up a little bit, okay? Your desire you're like a whirlwind, and your person is more like a couch potato. So your whirlwind energy, I would take an art class. I would get involved with throwing clay on the wheel or something energetic, and express yourself artistically. There's something around you. You have a lot of great energy here. And I think part of you's been kind of wanting your person to be as enthused as you are. See how this shadow of that yellow, it's the same. And your person kind of feels it a little bit, but they don't have anywhere close to your passion. So we don't want to cause them to feel they have to act in a way that just to keep you happy, because that's not freedom. Because I believe, honestly, pile number 2, you are in a good position. Definitely stay here now. Look at what's being taught. Look at how we have this blending of these energies, this beautiful feminine energy. Look, she's only, this is such an angelic form. There's no body here. And it's just the idea of allowing the spirit, why you guys got together in the first place. It used to be that you guys got a kick out of your differences, and now you're kind of kicking each other around because of your differences. So get squared away, talk to a relationship coach, or go to a counselor once or twice, whatever you need to do to just wake up what you guys know you can do. All right? Really a cool reading, pile number 2. So pile 2, it's like, no, there's something worth growing here. The fact is, you need to be able to say something very powerful, and here I'll tell you what it is. You need to be able to say, I don't appreciate it when you blank. Okay, so if you have a paper and a pencil, just write that down. I don't appreciate it when you yell at me when I've just had a really long day. I don't appreciate when you tease me when I'm feeling tender. What's the worst that can happen? Well, I'll tell you what it is, because it happened to me. At the time, I thought it was horrible, but my person said, you just got to have a thicker skin. You're way too sensitive, and there's no way that should be bothering you. And when I was younger, I agreed with the person, which was not a very healthy thing to do. I just kept, like a chameleon, I just kept changing myself, hoping that they would be nicer. And the problem is that didn't work out so good. So being able to say, I don't appreciate it. Also, there's something called the Oreo method, where you say something good, and then you say the thing, and then you say something good again. For example, you tell your person, my darling person, I know that being fair is really important to you, and I love that about you. But the other night, when you kind of snarked at me, when you looked at me at dinner, and I was feeling really low, that hurt, that dug deep, darling, and I wish that wouldn't have happened. And then, because you know what, I know fairness is important to you, and if we need to have that kind of talk, we should do it at home, right? It's just a way that you can stand up for yourself, and there's some really good books out there that can teach that stuff. Okay, so pile 2, this is looking very nice. Let's draw you an animal card. Okay, hey, also you guys, if you know anybody who's going through this very situation where let's say you've been chirping at them, maybe you need to move on, or maybe you should stay, give them a link to this reading, because it might be exactly what they need, right? Okay, so we have dolphin spirit. This and that are true. So I love this. It's that opposite energy. This and that are true. As you allow your person to be themselves, have their thing without you putting your fingers in it, and then you develop something that'll keep you busy. You maybe should be running a charity or something, or directing the school play, volunteering your community, but take all that zippity-doo-dah that you got going and find somewhere else to put it, so that will inspire your person to step up a little bit, okay? So great reading. Let's move on to pile 3. Thank you very much. And again, tonight, should you stay or should you go? Pile 1 was a pile that pretty much said, you know what, you're going to be better off to leave this one. So if you feel like that's you really are like close to the end, and you wonder how you can go forward, you might want to go back and look at pile 1. And pile 3, let's see what we have here. And of course, I'm going to be doing Slav's reading as pile 4, because she's the winner of tonight's reading. And I was able to do this reading in her time zone. So that's another thing. If you win, I will schedule the reading right in your time zone so you can be here live. Okay. All right, let's look at pile 3. And we have opportunity beckons, master, and dedicated effort. Wow. This is tender, gosh. Let's take a look here. the I don't know what to say first. I feel like I'm just connecting with this energy, with that person. It's good news, right? If an opportunity is beckoning, it's calling you, it's good news. And yet this figure has a sense of, oh dear, energy, just like a heaviness. And then I look down here and I see again this couple. You can tell there's just abundant love here, but it's heavy. It's a heaviness. And then this man is the worker. So pile 3, I'm sensing that you may be a person who has to move because of work. This is a very specific reading and probably will only resonate with one person, but I'm just sensing that. I'm looking at how this opportunity is causing pain, and yet it's a golden opportunity. I look at this light that's flowing in here over the couple, which seems to indicate that this is a good thing. That the couple, even though they might have to be separated for a bit, there's just this change that's coming, pile 3, where there is, see, he's working. That's what makes me have this work connection. So your person may be very threatened right now, that it's not strong enough to last if you live in a different place, or if they have to consider moving. There's something that is difficult for that person right now. And I just feel like you feel that because you really care for this person. And you even consider turning down the opportunity. But I see there's a glow around this person, and I feel like this is the kind of opportunity that is necessary. In fact, you're including the person. Maybe it's not comfortable to talk about it yet because you're just so unsure. That's where this comes into play. I love this energy here because this is just a promise to hold love as a core. If you had to leave for a while, to go to school, to be in a training, or to move ahead of your family, you have more than enough angelic support and divine support to create the dream exactly the way you want it. In a couple, it is nice when one of the people has a plan and is able to articulate the plan, be an expediter, make sure all the lists are written. Because if you have to navigate a long distance relationship for a while and you really want her or him to feel loved, that precious, look at it's in a cage, kind of, but it's more like behind a fence. So even though there's separation, that you want to express to the person that you are in it to win it, okay? This is a very specific story, pile 3. But I think that the idea, if we take it to the general for a minute, let's just step outside. I just had to say that story. And now let me just step out to all of everyone. There are times in your relationship where even if you're in the same town, okay, where you might get a promotion and you know that it's going to make you so busy that it's not going to be the same at home. And you're concerned about that. It's hard for you to imagine it. However, with the proper preparation and organization, you can expedite this so that it works. This portal here, see the circle of light and see the planet being replicated there. If you put the proper plan in order, your person will come to support you. What's important for you, pile 3, is if your person gets overly emotional, just take it in and do the best you can to comfort them, because they may not understand all that's going on. And it's important that even though they may be thinking, oh gosh, if they make that choice, there's no room for me. That's what pile 3 is your message. If they are in that place of wondering, are they still into me? Or is this opportunity going to be more important than me? You just need to make sure that that person hears clearly that even though this is a golden opportunity, that they are your number one. Okay, does that make sense for you? Pile one, oopsie, pile one. I meant pile three. And as I was shuffling, this card lifted itself out of the deck. So let's see our animal oracle. And we have the parrot spirit. Watch your words. That's just it. Okay, so pile three, if you've got one of those senses of humor where some people don't know if you're kidding or not, it would be a good idea to curtail that. Okay, your person's not going to be taking this with a sense of humor right now because it looks like too much is changing. So just be careful how you make your plan and make sure that they're in the consideration with you. Okay? Excellent. If that is you and you want to write to me and let me know how the reading hit you, I would love to hear from you. Also, if you would like to win a reading, you can do that. Slav, that's her YouTube name, hi Slav, is the winner of tonight's reading. And I'm going to get my decks together here so that I can shuffle up and draw Slav's card. Okay, I am assuming that you have listened to the other readings, and now you're ready to listen to this one. You can obviously listen to them in any order, but I am curious about what it is that struck you, Slav, about the question tonight. I think the energy of all those cards really, truly was like three different couples, wasn't it? It was like each reading had a story that was very unique to that set of cards. So the first lesson is that there's lots of fish in the sea, for sure. Okay, that's the first thing that comes to me. Okay, so let's take a look here, Slav. We'll pull the bottom of the deck here. Well deserved reward. Okay, that's kind of what I'm picking up here, is that you're not getting what you deserve. I really feel that you're not seeing that. It comes from the bottom of the deck, okay? So what that shows is that there is a part of you, see that part up there holding their hands on their hips like, well, why isn't this working out, right? They're like, I deserve to be treated better than this. Yes, you sure do. But the part of you that's saying that is so tiny. Okay, the most of you is wrapped up with the energy of this person. Most of you is distracted by the energy of this current person. So the tiny part that's saying, wait, there's something not right here. I deserve better. Okay, and I have a feeling, my dear Slav, that you know I'm telling you true, right? Can you look in the mirror and say, I deserve better, and know that you're telling the truth? All right, let's see what the other two cards are. And we have Choose Your Battles. And our last one is Shine. All right, so chances are, my friend, that you are with someone who is just naturally very social. Okay, because the very first thing I see here, I'm just picking up, I don't know how long you guys have been together, because if you've been together a while, it's a different sort of take than if you've been together like inside a year, where you're still getting to know each other. But at this point, it seems to me that your person is one of those people that's just the life of the party, right? They're very charismatic, they get a lot of attention, and they walk in the room and everybody notices them, and that can be fine. I've had people that I've worked with and we talked about it, and they said, no, you know what? I don't care who my person talks to at that party. He loves to go around, talk to everybody, he's got everybody laughing, and actually there's some women that think he's flirting, but I know he's not, because he's my man. We go home with him, and when I go home with him, everybody else can be jealous, but this man is my man. But he just likes to party like that. He flirts with all the different women. And some people say, I just don't care, it's fine. But you've got to tell yourself the truth, because if it bothers you that your person gets attention from other women, then you need another person, because it's not his fault. And it's real important, and that's a harsh word for some people. They may not want to hear that. because you fell in love and you're using the law of attraction and you doggone it, he should shape up. But the point is, though, you have to be comfortable with the fact that the person is more social with other women. Okay, so here's the deal. Choose your battles, right? If it's that important to you and you're suspicious that there's something else going on, look at how, see this? It's the same posture. See that? So if you're making a huge big deal about every little thing, and your partner feels like this, that somebody's always trying to make life less fun. Both of you guys have to shine. And in a good, solid relationship, both people would want to help the other person be their best self. Okay, let me say that again. In a really good relationship, both people would want to help each other be their best self, their more patient, kind self. Now we have a shadow side. We have a side of us that's not so shiny. And that one is maybe snarky or grouchy or mean or the rest of those things. And so our job is to keep that in balance. But we don't want to let our worst side out in our relationships. Because if two people bring the worst out in each other, right? Everybody that's listening to me, you know that's true. If two people bring out the worst in each other, anybody would look like they're not a fit. But in this reading right here, what I'm seeing is that there's a mismatch here between social intention. If this person you're with is the person who's sleeping with everybody who volunteers, you got to decide. Me personally, that's a deal breaker. I want that person to have the life they want, but I don't want them making me feel a certain kind of way. So even though it might break my heart to let go of somebody who doesn't work for me, I'd rather be sure about the person that's in my bed, and I don't want to share someone. That's me. But on the other hand, if they just like to flirt at parties, and I know people like that, and you tell them, you know what, you're too flirty, and they say, I'm not flirty. And I'm like, yes, you are. And they go, no, I'm just friendly. I said, well, those women over there don't know that, and they read you like you're available. So if he's willing to work with you and he can curtail some of that, great. But it just seems to me that I hear sharp edginess in your energy around this person. I think this reading doesn't surprise you, what I'm saying to you, and it does seem like it's time to let this one rest. Now, I will tell you that the best thing to do when you want, and everybody knows that if you say, let's take a break, they know what it really means, like, yeah, right. But the point is, though, whenever I say the point is, I keep seeing these points, and it's just sharp. Everything looks sharp. And so if you do draw a line in the sand and say, look, I'm just not happy. I'm not as happy as I'd like to be. I need to take a break and sort this out. And then if they get upset or carry on, great, whatever, but you'll have this because you will feel relief. If this person's not for you, you'll feel relief. But if you miss them terribly and you're like, wait, I guess I don't mind that they're overly flirty. Maybe I can live with that. That is up to you, okay? If you want to clear that confusion, you could try tapping. I do tapping, and I'll tell you about that, Slav, in the email I sent you. But I'm happy to support you to just make this an easier decision. You just let me know. So ladies and gentlemen, this was tonight's winning reading with my friend Slav. If you would like to have a reading just like this, designed for you to be the star, all you have to do is send me an email and ask your question. I am tickled pink to do this, and also when you ask your question, you just let me know your time zone, and I will do my best to do the reading when you can come live and invite your friends if they want to watch with you, okay? So let's see, is there anything else? No? Oh, tomorrow morning I'm going to do a reading on no contact. If anybody is in a situation where there's a no contact in place, That's a special request. I had 85% of my listeners this morning asked for me to do that reading. So 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, Central Time, I'll be drawing cards and I will actually be asking questions so you can talk to me directly through chat. So I hope I see you tomorrow. Go forth and prosper. And remember, you deserve to be treated with respect. Don't ever give that away. All right? Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.